Hey doodleberries and dudettes, and welcome to the river. Today we're going to show you how to season your gold pan. We're going to show you how to season a metal gold pan and a plastic gold pan. So stay with us.
Hi Bob! I'm in the Gambia! I'm
Okay then, so you've just got your new gold pan. Why do you need to season it? Well, when they're made with, in the plastic can's case, a release agent to help them release it from the mould. And in the metal gold pan case, there's a film of oil on it. They're also both very smooth, no resistance to them when it comes to panning back the black sands or panning off. So we want to give it a bit of a key, a bit of an edge. With the metal pan, we do that by placing it on the fire and literally cooking the pan. When we do it, we want to try and do it in quarters or halves, just to regulate some of the heat. We don't want to overcook it and let it warp or even melt through, worst case scenario. So we do it half at a time, and basically on the back edge, we're just looking for the bluey effect. Whilst it's cooking, we'll try and get a picture of it so you can see what you're looking for. With the plastic gold pan, now this one's Adam's, he started seasoning it up, but it's just not quite enough. A lot of the places we're panning at the moment is very, very fine gold with lots of black sands. So when it comes to actually washing them back, the black sands, there's not enough resistance, there's not enough drag on the base of the pan. So when it comes to seasoning the plastic gold pan, we're not going to put it near fire because it will melt. So we need to use some washing up liquid. That's going to help break down and get rid of the release agent that's on the pan. And we're also going to need a scouring pad. Okay then, so we're going to season the metal gold pan. It's going to take a while in cooking it, dressing it, seasoning it. So we're going to place it on the fire and get that one going. And then whilst that's doing its business, we'll get the plastic pan and we'll start dressing that one up. Okay then, so the metal pan's cooking quite nicely on the fire at the moment. So we're going to start with the plastic pan. We've got a drop of water in there. Just need a little bit of washing up liquid, not loads, we don't need to sud ourselves out. And the idea is just start working the pan, covering every single bit up into the riffles, all the way up your pan. Now again, the reason for seasoning your pan with the washing up liquid is to get rid of the release agents that they use to take it out of the moulds. And the reason we use a scouring pad is to try and key it up, just to give some more resistance for the gold and the black sands when you're panning off, and also when you're back panning. Now it does take a bit of elbow grease. Now I like to try and go across the pan when I'm scouring it or keying it up, so that when I'm trying to do this backwards, back washing my black sands away, my resistance is across the pan, and then it's a lot easier to slow your black sands down as they move. Particularly useful when you've got a lot of fine gold, flour gold, mustard gold. Now that's nowhere near ready. I want just a little bit more abrasion in it, so I'm going to get some gravels. Okay, so I've got a handful of gravels. You don't need big boulders, rocks or anything. Just a handful out the river or on the side. Chuck them in there, and still using your pad, just start keying up the pan across the back. Now this pan, the Minelab pan, you've got two sets of riffles. You've got your deep set, and then you've got very fine set. But you can also use the back edge of the pan, the clean edge. But again, I just like to get a little bit of resistance in there. Now we'll give that a wash off in our bucket here. Now I don't know how well you're going to be able to see that, but you've just got some scratches in there. With a new pan, before you season it and before you put the detergent in, you'll notice the water beads off. Now it's not beading, it's built up nicely, and I believe that's the pan ready for panning. So we'll just stratify it down a little bit, and hopefully you can see as you wash back where it's been seasoned. Now it just slows down the black sands as they travel. Okay then, so it started to blue on the top edge, so I've just turned it around using a set of Stilsons. Use a set of gloves or something like that to move your pan around within the fire. it is a metal pan in a fire, so it is going to be very hot. Don't go touching it with your bare skin. Okay, so it looks like our pan is all done and nicely seasoned or dressed or cooked. It looks sooty and dirty for now, but we'll put it down to one side and let it cool off and harmonise, and then we'll give it a wash off and get panning. Okay then, so the pan's cooled off nicely now, and we're just going to give it a wash down before giving it a test pan. We're going to wash it in the bucket with some soap again, just to make sure any other oils or grease from the back of the pan are all off, and it'll also take off the soot. It doesn't look very appealing right now, but it's not there to be appealing. It's there to actually do a job and hopefully help you find that gold. Now, as I said before, the reason we're seasoning is thanks to Charles over at Outdoor Adventurer. That's outdooradventurer.co.uk. He's also on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, as well as their website, and they do everything you can think of for the outdoors, whether it be overlanding and off-roading, gold panning, survival, bushcraft, camping, hiking. They've got men's clothes, women's clothes, water purification, stuff for around the campsite, absolutely everything. Now at the beginning of this video, you saw me making the fire ready to season this gold pan, and I don't know if any of you noticed, but I used my Match Cap XL, which is a waterproof, watertight container, ideal if you're out in the wild on a day hike or anything like that. It's got a rough surface at the bottom for striking matches. It simply untwists. There's a keep dry striker. I keep some cotton wool, which has been rubbed in Vaseline, and that's a good quick tinder. I also crush up some fire lighter in the bottom, and there's some couple of waterproof matches. That's what I keep in my match cap. But also over on their site they do ferro rods and strikers, and then my camp knife, field knife, bush knife of choice is the Buck Selkirk. I love this blade. I've had this one for 5 years now. It's a strong full tang blade. They do it in two styles. They do the fixed blade and they also do a folding blade version. Comes in a good plastic sheath, and the thing I love about it most is it also comes with a built-in ferro rod, and it's also a whistle, survival whistle. But yeah, if you're interested in any of that, then pop over, have a look at their store. But that is not why we're here today, is it? No. So just giving it a good clean up. As you can see, the silver new colouring has gone and it's darkened up. Now, one of the tricks here when you do season it is to actually have it down on the heat. Fire, yes, it is hot, but there's different levels of heat within it. Typically the yellow or orange licking flames actually hold a lot less heat than the red embers and the blue flames at the base of the fire. So you don't want to have it up in the licking part of the fire. You want to try and get it down and actually get the heat on it. Now, you don't have to be outside on the river to season it. You can do it at home if you've got a fire bin, outdoor barbecue. I have heard of people seasoning them by putting them in the oven, I don't know that way, I haven't tried that way, but that is also an option. I'm just making sure it's got a good clean, getting that soot off, getting them, the most important bit is getting them oils off. Now before I started today and I lit that fire, I did check my local area. There's no fire bans, fire watches or anything to say that I couldn't have a fire, but just out of precaution and peace of mind, I did it down here at the riverbank on bedrock. No way of it catching light to any shrubbery, roots, grasses or anything like that. And then before I finish today, not only will I just make sure it's out, but I'll also wash it away. The ashes are actually good for the environment. It's okay to wash it away into the river, so I'll be doing that. Now that's all lovely, soaked up and sudded. Now obviously we can't do any form of gold panning video without some panning involved. And luckily I have some dirt here, gravels, sands from the river. Now I will say I have seeded this with 3 bits of gold to make sure there is something in there to find, because we all know you all want to see gold at home. But also, I've never panned with a metal pan before. So this is the first time for me, hence why I'm doing it in a bucket. But it's only going to be a rough pan, a rough idea. I'm going to probably have to go through it about 5 times to get me gold back. But we're going to stratify it as you would with any normal pan. Now usually I use my Garrett pan. Adam seems to like his Minelab. I do use the Minelab classifier. I find it a lot stronger classifier, and that will also fit into this 12-inch S-wing pan, so it's okay. So we've stratified down, dip it in the water and pull back. I like to try and go with the rule of 3. 3 washes into the water before pulling out, and then re-stratifying. Now I don't want to be as aggressive as I do with my normal Garrett pan, because they're actually made with the riffles in them, which gives you a bit of protection, a bit of a safety feature that they'll actually catch the gold if it is trying to work its way out. But as long as we keep it in the lowest point of the pan, the heavies, we should be alright. Now the lowest point is at the very bottom. You have got 3 raised riffles or 3 raised areas on this pan, but it's nowhere near like the plastic moulding you get on the new pans. I have heard of the old timers and the old Chinese gold miners actually using hammer and chisel or rocks and actually knocking in better riffle definition into the metal pans. I don't know, I haven't tried it, so I'm not going to yet. I want to see how I get on with this one first. So I'm still stratifying, just washing off the sands. Now to be fair, I've probably gone lower than I even normally would with a Garrett pan. But that's because it's a lot easier to wash off, because you haven't got the riffles there holding back your heavy materials. Now we'll see if we can do a wash back. Well, there's one piece of gold. There's another piece of gold. Hopefully you can see them. There's 2. Well, I did put 3 in here, so... And I know the third one is a lot smaller. Well, we've got lead. There's our third bit of gold. So our 3 bits of gold are accounted for. And then there's some lead shot. Just seeing what else is in here. Well, there we go. Got 3 pieces of gold, which were all found in this river over the past couple of days, and some lead shot. And that's not bad for a first panning attempt on a E-swing 12-inch metal gold pan. Now, I know I've said it a couple of times in this video, E-swing, S-swing, I'm not too sure how you say it, but it's ESTWING. But yeah, lead shot, 1, 2, 3 bits of gold. I'll give you a nice little close-up of them because we all like to see a bit of the shiny. And that is how you season a metal gold pan. Hope you enjoyed today's video. Please go over and have a look at outdooradventurer.co.uk or find him on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, YouTube. I'll put all the links in the description. And most importantly, get out, explore and enjoy. I'm Teddy of A&T Adventures, and I hope to see you out there soon. Bye for now. Bye.